Hi everybody and welcome back. My name is Colleen Hatch. I am the Assistant Teen Librarian here at the Woodmere Library, and I am here today to show you how to make our craft kit for this month, which is a book page wreath. So in your kit you will get a 12-inch, this is a cake round, but it's a cardboard round, a stack, I can't pick up, of book pages. These are recycled books, don't worry, no library books that were going to go out to people were harmed in the process. These are damaged or old books that we have recycled for this project. And then in the bag you're going to have a little piece of leather cord and 5 glue sticks, because this does take a lot of glue, so we're trying to help you out by not having to use all of your own glue. This kit does require a hot glue gun. If you don't have a hot glue gun available to you, please let us know. You can come use ours at the library. Also from home you will need, it comes with a ruler as well. Sorry about that. Kit also comes with a ruler, and then you will need a pencil and scissors from home. So I went ahead and plugged in my hot glue gun and we'll bring you down and we'll get started. Alright, apologize for the kind of weird camera angle. My plug is over here. Boop, boop, boop. So I'm kind of having to work at the corner of my desk. So, alright, first thing we need to do is clear some space. And we need to start with our book pages. So for this project, we are going to need to be cutting out 4-inch squares and 3-inch squares from these book pages. When I made this the first time, I used 97 4-inch squares and 46 3-inch squares. So what I would recommend you do is just cut out all your squares at once. I'm going to cut out a few just to kind of show you what's going on, and then I won't make you guys sit through me cutting, 150 squares. Nobody wants that. So basically we're just going to take our ruler and we're going to measure out our 4-inch squares. If you have manga pages or graphic novel pages, you can fit a 4-inch and a 3-inch square out of the paper. If you have regular novel books, you can probably fit either 2 4s or a 4 and a 3. So I'm going to just do 4 inches, that doesn't seem right, all the way across the page. Yeah, close. Okay. Now if you have access to a paper cutter, that would be a great use of your time, but you definitely can do it without. It just takes a little more time to do so. Alright, so we're going to do 4. Boop, boop. And 4. Now don't worry if these are absolutely perfectly placed and straight. These will be folded into little petal shapes, so you're not going to be able to exactly tell if they're not 100% perfect squares. So try to get them close, but don't stress too much if they're not absolutely perfect. Alright, so what I'm going to do, and what I would recommend you do, is I'm going to draw, got my 2 squares here, and then I do 5 pages at a time, just to save myself some pain in cutting out every single page individually. So I'm going to make a little stack of 5 here, and then we're going to cut them out. Now I gave you 75-ish pages if you have a novel, because the pages are larger, and then about 100 pages of a manga / graphic novel. So that should be more than enough, but if for some reason you run out, please come let us know and we will get you more pages. Alright, so that just got me 10. Woohoo! So yeah, definitely the way to do it. That way you don't have to on repeat cut every single page. So I have a small stack here going, but what you would want to do is to go through your pages and just cut all your squares just to save you the hassle. But I'm just going to show you the first couple layers, so we're going to start with this. Maybe we'll do one more just so I have some more. I'll probably do about the first 2 layers. So again, let's just do, we'll do 4 inches over first, maybe. Doesn't really matter as long as we're getting them in both directions. 4, 4, 4, 4. Now, of course, you can kind of pick if you would rather have this half of the page instead of that half of the page. Not as important for novels, but in graphic novels, you can kind of decide, you know, what part of the graphic you want on the page. So a little more important for that, but for regular novels, not so much. All right, so there's another 10. This is a good thing to do while you're watching a TV show or something. Put something on the background and cut out all your squares, right? I like to have something going on in the background. Okay. All right. We'll start with that. I think that'll probably be a good start. If I need a little more, we'll cut a little more. So, all right. I've got my hot glue gun in and going, and it is hot. Hooray, hooray. All right. So we'll move some stuff out of the way here and bring back our round. I would do it white side up, just so you're not getting the brown in the background. Get a little cleaner background there. And what we need to do is we need to make these into the petal shape. So what you do is you kind of fold them so that the 2 corners go towards each other, kind of like a flat line, like so, and then fold them enough so that they kind of become a cone. They do not have to be perfectly closed, no big deal there. This takes a little practice, honestly. It's been about a week since I made my last one, so it'll take me a little while to get back in the swing of it. So fold it over, and then I hold it, and I put a little line of glue, and I glue it closed, like so. So there is my first little cone shape. As you can see, it's not perfect at the bottom, but it is good enough for our purpose. So I'll do it one more time here. Fold it. I'm gonna do it this way, I think. Fold it towards each other. If you've got one side of the paper that's like blank, you will see more of the inside than the outside when you put this on here. So keep that in mind when you're closing them up. If you want to, whatever you want to show more, you're going to see more of the inside than you are the outside, because it kind of gets covered up by the next row. So, a little line of glue, doesn't have to be a ton, and close it. All right, so there we go, there's a couple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut, and I'm going to glue these up, and then we will come back and move on to our next step. Okay, we're back. I have a pile of petals here, and now we're going to start on our first row. So there's a couple ways you can do this. In the directions in the picture, they actually drew a 10-inch circle in this 12-inch round. I think I'm not going to do that because I don't have anything to draw a circle with. So what I'm going to do is just draw little marks 1 inch in at the top and the bottom every so often, just to give myself a guide. This is just so we kind of have an idea of where to start. It is not necessary. The first time I did this, I didn't do this. I just kind of guessed and it worked totally fine. But we're going to try to do a little more accuracy this time just by drawing a few guidelines around the circle just to give it an idea of where we want to be. We'll do one more. All right. Okay, so that's a good start. It gives us an idea anyway. So I'll put this and this aside. And then we're going to take our cones and we're going to glue them to this round. And you want them to be about 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch apart, just so we can fit the next ones in between. So I'm going to just do a little drop of glue there. And I'm going to stick it on. Okay, that was too much. Did not need that much glue. All right, good to know. So we just need it on the very bottom. All right, so we'll do it again. Just a little at the bottom there. And then we're going to go, don't stick to the table, please. Oh, we'll say about that far apart. All right, and we're going to work our way all the way around the circle. Kind of using my dots as a little bit of a guide, as an idea. These do not have to be absolutely perfect. See, the idea is just that we want to be able to nest the next row in between. So you could even just kind of like stick one in between to kind of give you an idea of where your next one needs to go, or to make sure that you're in a good place. So I'm going to go about here. You have just a few seconds to kind of slide that up or down if you need to before your glue dries. Again, if it's not absolutely perfect, no big deal. We're just trying to kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. After this first row is done, it is much easier because you don't have to try to account for the next one. They just kind of fall into place. I would keep just kind of turning around the circle so that they are facing up most of the time. We'll go about there. Yeah, see, that didn't work. All right. My apologies for landing all over the place. This is not the ideal setup for this, but we will make it work. When you guys do it, you won't have to worry about leaning over a table to get it done. About time for me to put a new glue stick in. This does use honestly, just a ton of glue. So be prepared to load more glue sticks in. Also be very careful with hot glue that you're not burning your fingers because it is very hot. Alright. So I'm only about halfway done, so we're going to cut and come back just so you guys don't have to watch the boring part, but we're going to work all the way around the circle and then we will come back and I'll show you how to do the next row. Okay, so welcome back. Because technology is just wonderful, I did this second row and I recorded it, but it didn't process for some reason. So what we did in this row was we just went in between the last row here and we just fit one in between each row, maybe about half an inch lower than it was before, just to kind of fill in all the gaps. So because I didn't get that filmed, we'll film one more row so I can kind of show you that process with another set of cones that I put together here. So you just need a tiny bit just at the very bottom of that, just like the previous row, and you just want to fit it right in between two of the row above it. So like we've got these two and I put this in between, and then work our way around like that. Trying to kind of keep them at an even level, like toward the inside, just so they're looking nice and neat. I have a couple different books in this one because I ran out of pages in one of them. So that's possible that you'll have slightly different tints and colors, but I think it kind of gives it a cool vintagey look. Oh yeah, we're just working around. We're setting them right in between the previous two. Keeping them kind of even in a circle. And then what we did was we did 4 rows of these. So I would do one more row of the 4-inch cones, and then I would switch to the 3-inch cones and do the centers. So that's, if I was to keep going on it, that's what I would be doing. For the sake of time and your sanity, I'm going to do this row, and then I'm going to show you kind of what the finished project looks like, because it is quite tedious, and as much as you guys, I'm sure, all love to watch me, I don't think you want to watch me glue 100 cones on this piece of cardboard. So we'll save you that. Ooh, that one's not stuck together. All right, we're going to scrap that one. That one did not stick together very well. All right, here we are. Oop. I honestly think this would be a pretty good gift for somebody too. I'm kind of considering making one for my parents. They have a little library room in their house, and I think it would be really pretty in a reading area like that. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell what row you're on, so if you need to just take a step back and look at it, that's understandable. Especially as you get closer to the center, it's a little harder to tell where you are. All right, a couple more. So I think it might be pretty close to the end actually, which is cool. I thought we had a few more than that, but looks like we don't. All right. And you will get less and less cones as you work your way around, just naturally, because of, yeah, we've got, so first row, second row, third row, first row, second row. Okay, where's our third row start? 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm also trying to figure out where we're at. I think this is our last one. Right. Right here. All right, so I think we're good there. So that is now 3 rows in, and you can see that it's really coming along there. So I'm going to switch this out for a finished one so you can see. This is a graphic novel one. So we did 4 rows of the bigger ones, and then you can see in the middle we kind of switched to some smaller. And we are literally just, hang on, I'm sorry. We are just working around, and then when we get to the middle, you kind of have to be a little creative with the center there, and just kind of stick them where there's room for them. And then when you're finished with it, what you need to do is to take your cord, fold it in half, and then just put a great big glob of glue there, stick it on. I put even a little more glue on top, just so you have something to actually hang it from. So let me switch up so we can actually see the finished one at a little clearer angle. Okay, here we go. This is better. All right, so here we go. Here is a finished one. You can see we've got the larger ones, and then towards the middle here, we've got the smaller cones, just to give it a little bit of depth and to be able to keep up the pattern a little bit. The back with the little piece of leather on there just to keep it where you can hang it. And we can get a better look at how this one's going. So this is 3 rows in. You can kind of see where we're going with that, and then we would just keep working. I would do 1 more row of the 4-inch ones and then switch to the 3. So yeah, that is, glue everywhere, I'm sorry. That is this month's project. I hope you guys enjoy. It is definitely a fun one, good one to do when you got a movie or listening to some music, and nice cozy thing to do while we wait out the end of winter. So as always, hope you guys enjoyed that. Come pick it up, try it out, and we will see you again for another one. Have a good day.